Hey guys, welcome back here to Advanced Bass Fishing. Appreciate you guys checking out today's video and spending some time with me. And guys, today got another good jig video. We're going to be talking about the difference between a silicone skirted jig like this and a living rubber jig. Two different skirt materials. Silicone is by far the most available and popular out there, but I'm going to make the case why the living rubber is far superior to the silicone in today's video. Also, guys, before we get started, a couple quick things here. I will be talking about my Blaukat Throwback jig here. I got both my Blaukat Power Finesse Throwback jig and my Blaukat Finesse jig, or the regular Throwback jig and the Blaukat Power Finesse jig. Living rubber skirt on both of them, made by Cumberland Pro Lures. I helped design them with the company. I'll put this link in the description of the video if you guys would like to order some of my jigs after we get done with this. I think you guys will really like them there. Okay, guys, the two that we're talking about here, let me sort of talk about the evolution of this. Back when I started fishing jigs, back in the late 70s, that's all we had was living rubber like this. This is all there was. There wasn't silicone available. It wasn't up until about the mid-1980s where silicone started making a comeback, or not a comeback, started making an appearance on bass fishing jigs. And what happened is once silicone started taking over, people quit making living rubber jigs because living rubber, it's a lot more labor intensive. And with a silicone jig here, as you can see, all it is you've got a rubber collar that you can, I don't know if you can see it there, but it's a rubber collar that fits over the jig. So they're really fast to make, but they're not, I'm explaining to you guys why they're not as good. But basically the silicone, there's couple different reasons why they got so popular. Number one, they come in more colors. So there's more color options with the silicone as far as, variations of certain colors and, translucents and flakes and that type of stuff. They're cheaper to make, the skirt material's cheaper, and they're easier to tie. So they just sort of took over, and even to this day, they still remain popular. However, expert jig fishermen know better. And I have used both my whole career, and I do still use silicone under one condition, in really clear water. Like if the water visibility is like over 5 or 6 foot of clarity, I do like a green pumpkin or watermelon silicone skirt because it comes with flake and it's got a translucent look to it. So in extremely clear water, I still will use silicone, but I don't fish clear water with jigs very often. Most of the time, my jig fishing is for stained water. That's why I use my living rubber most of the time here. Okay, now a couple of different things with this. I want to show you guys sort of up close and personal the difference between this. If you can see here, just look at the two variations there. See how that silicone skirt sort of takes a bend to it. Look at some of the strands there that are bent, and it doesn't have the same action to it. And the living rubber, guys, it sort of pulsates like that in the water. And if you've ever taking a living rubber jig and say there's a limb that far under the water, clear water, just put it on that limb, just hook the hook on the limb where the skirts are undulating, and watch the skirt will just breathe like something alive. And it doesn't do that with a silicone skirt because the silicone is a lot stiffer with that. So from a jig fishing standpoint, as far as my experience with the jig, the advantages to a living rubber jig are the number one, it looks more natural in the water. And the second thing with it is living rubber, since it's a flat skirt material, it has a different look in the water in terms of a glow. Now, living rubber, since it is flat like that, it doesn't matter what color of living rubber you have. It puts out, and for lack of better words, it puts out a glow in the water that cannot be duplicated by the silicone skirt. I mean, it just doesn't look the same. And I think that's a big reason for it. So you've got a combination that's got more action. It's got this more visual look appeal to it. It comes in a pretty limited color. We make 6 colors in my throwback jig and my Power Finesse jig, which is basically all you need is some type of a black, blue, black chartreuse, brown, different colors of like brown, orange, black, brown, blue, and we got some green pumpkins. But that's the main thing with it. And I can tell you guys from somebody that has fished extensively with both, because I went through a period of about a decade where I used silicone jigs almost exclusively. And I can tell you for sure that bass bite a living rubber jig better, especially the bigger fish. It attracts bigger fish, more fish under the right condition than a silicone skirt. So don't get sucked into thinking you got to have silicone because that's what most of the jigs are made out of there. And I just explained to you why They're cheaper to make, they're easier to make, the profit margin's higher on it. The jigs that we make here with Cumberland Pro Lures, these are hand tied, guys. They're hand tied, you know, with a string, super, super tight. That makes them flare. So somebody actually has to hand tie this skirt. And with this particular skirt, all they do is put the skirt material inside of the little rubber ring there, and just slide it up on the skirt. So since it's not cinched down tight, it doesn't flare out as much on the jig, so it's just not near as natural looking. But anyway, guys, just a quick video here. I just wanted to encourage everybody that for most of your jig fishing, guys, go to the Living Rubber. Like I said, I'll put all these jigs in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description. Get you 6 colors or 3 different sizes. And, you know, not to be 100% biased. Like I said, if you are in a super clear water situation, it's hard to beat a green pumpkin or watermelon silicone skirt. I will give it the due where credit is due with that. So anyway, guys, I hope it helps you guys catch some good fish, and we'll check in later.